Hello students, how are you all? Welcome to Affairs Cloud, Learn to Lead. My name is Vikas Rana. So students, we have an app by the name Careers Cloud which you can go and download through the Play Store for Android phones. Once you have downloaded and logged in with your Gmail ID, you will be transferred to your home page where you can see all the courses that are offered by us. Once you have purchased the course, you can see your courses in the My Course section. But why our courses are so better? Why we think we provide you one of the best content? Because we provide you content on daily basis. In the daily basis, we provide you current affairs with 20 questions quiz as well as the PDF of the current affairs of daily. Then similarly for weekly, on weekly basis we provide you current affairs PDF as well as a 50 questions quiz that will help you to revise all the content that you have learned. Then on monthly basis also we provide you top 100 current affair questions PDF that will be the compiled PDF of the 100 questions of that particular month that will be very helpful for you. And not just this friends, we provide you in English as well as in Hindi too. So both English and Hindi students can enjoy our courses. Apart from this friends, we also provide you banking related question answers, the banking related MCQ questions, the quizzes that will help you prepare for the bank exams. Not just that friends, we provide you a new way of learning, that is your infotainment infographics. That is a different and interesting way of learning. Apart from this, we cover 20 topic wise current affairs. These topics are important such as apps, portals, important days, books and authors days, national affairs, international affairs, sports, defense, all these topics, these are highly important and questions from these particular topics are asked. Also we cover state wise current affairs also that will help you to prepare for your state exams. Also friends, as I told you, if you use the code Vikas10, you will be given extra 10% discount on the purchase you make. If you have any problem regarding login and your application, then you can contact us on support@of affairscloud.com. This is our email ID and you can contact us on our mobile phone, that is 9677333862.
Hello students, how are you all? I hope you are all good. So students, in this video we will be discussing important current affairs of 14th of September. The session will be very interesting, and to all those students who are watching our video for the first time, I'll suggest to make notes. Make one-liner short notes that will be very beneficial for you in the long term. Also friends, yesterday I gave you some homework questions. Here you can see Sunny has given all the correct answer. So congratulations Sunny. This is all the correct options that you have given are right, and I hope for whichever exam you are preparing for your future, I hope you clear that exam. So best of luck for the future. Next, first we'll discuss some important one-liners and then we'll be proceeding to the news part. First is Max Verstappen. He drives for Red Bull and he has won the Formula 1, that is your F1 Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. He also won Azerbaijan Grand Prix also, and recently he has also won Italian Grand Prix. So 3 important Grand Prix you need to remember regarding him. Andrei Rublev, he defeated Novak Djokovic to win the Serbia Open title. Important. Indian Grandmaster D. Gukesh has won the Menorca Open Chess Tournament in Spain. Khelo India Youth Games 2022 will be held in Haryana, and remember these Khelo India Youth Games, who topped in this particular games, it was Haryana that topped in this particular games. Then India has won 2 gold medals in the Archery World Stage 1 of Turkey. India finished with 17 medals in the Asian Wrestling Championship for the year 2022. Another important thing you need to remember. Next, now if we bring on to the news, first is the government's health expenditure. Here we'll be discussing about a report that stated that the government's health expenditure, that means the amount of money that the government was spending on the health, fell from 1.3% of GDP in 2017-18 to 1.28% in 2018-19. What does this data suggest? That the amount of money that the government was spending on the health has reduced from 2017-18, that was 1.35% of the GDP, to reduce to 1.28% in the year of 2018-19. Who presented this report? This report was prepared by National Health System Resource Center. Remember, this was the 6th National Health Accounts Estimate Report of India for 2018-19, and the center share has reduced, as we saw. Also remember that the center's share in the total government health expenditure dropped to 34.3% in 2018-19 from 40.8% in 2017-18. This is the government's health expenditure as a percentage of the GDP fell from, as we discussed, from 1.35% of the GDP in 2017-18 to 1.28% of the GDP in 2018-19. Alright, then I told you this report was prepared by whom? This sixth National Health Accounts Estimate report for 2018-19 was prepared by National Health System Resource Center. Highly important. In this report, if we talk about the share of the state government, then remember, in the share of the state to the government, health expenditure has raised from 7%, such as 65.7% in 2018-19, from 59.2% in 2017-2018. Alright, highly important, remember this. One more thing, friends, that I need to tell you regarding the content that we provide you. Say for example, we are providing you pocket wise PDF, we are providing you topic wise current affairs, we are providing you weekly current affairs, we are providing you monthly current affairs PDF, also top 100 questions PDF. So remember, pocket wise pocket PDF and your topic wise PDF, they will be released on the 7th of every month. All right, on the 7th. Then weekly, they are provided to you every 7 days. All right, we make sure that every 7 days you are provided with weekly current affairs. For monthly and top 100 questions, remember, on 10th of every month or before the 10th of every month, you will be provided with the monthly current affairs PDF. All right, friends, the important thing that I want to mention here is that we provide content in English as well as in Hindi to all the students who are looking for the content of PDF in Hindi, because I have seen many times the students are asking for Hindi PDF, the content in Hindi. So students, for those students, those who are looking for Hindi content, you can check our Careers Cloud application, from where you can download the from the Google Store, you can download the app, and from that particular application, Careers Cloud application, you will be able to see various courses that are offered by us, and in those courses we offer you Hindi PDF along with English content also. Alright, so the students, those who are aiming for Hindi content, they can definitely check our Hindi PDFs also that are provided on the courses that are offered by us on our Careers Cloud application. Moving on now. Next news is regarding IIT Madras. IIT Madras became the first Indian institute to join the NY, that is your New York based IBM Quantum Network. And what is quantum technology? Basically, quantum technology is one of the fastest and the securest way of communication now. So remember, it is even faster than supercomputers. So IIT Madras, that is your Indian Institute of Technology Madras, that is in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, became the first Indian educational institute to join the New York based IBM Quantum Network to promote and advance quantum computing skills development and research in India. So simple and easy, that it was your IIT Madras that has tied up, or that became the first Indian educational institute to tie up with the New York based IBM, that is your International Businesses Machines Quantum Network, to promote advanced quantum computing skills development and research in India. Also remember, IBM is to join the network of total 180 global members in the IBM Quantum Network. Alright, highly important. Here the important thing that you need to remember is that IIT Madras will receive cloud-based access to IBM's advanced quantum computing systems and IBM's quantum expertise. The access here will help to explore practical applications and realize the wide-ranging benefits of the technology, business and society. Moving on, mark this, take a note of it. So if we talk first revise, IIT Madras became the first Indian institute to join the IBM Quantum Network. Basically remember this. Next is important, take a note of it. That is 6th edition of the GIMEX. What is GIMEX? Japan India Maritime Exercise. I repeat, Japan India Maritime Exercise. This is the full form of GIMEX that you need to remember. This exercise was the 6th edition of India and between that was held between India and Japan, and the location is very important, friends. As I have told you that while these you are discussing or while you are studying about this exercise, just remember 3 4 things about that exercise. First, it was held between which two states or which two countries. Then the location where this was held. Third, the name of the equipment, name of the aircraft or name of the fighter jet that was used for that particular exercise by India. So these are the important things. So if we discuss about it, that the sixth edition of GMEX, that is Japan India Maritime Exercise, it was held in Bay of Bengal. And one more thing is here that it was hosted by whom? It was hosted by Indian Navy. Highly important. GMEX, the first edition of it took place in 2013, and in 2022 now it is the sixth edition of it. So remember, GMEX 2022 marks the 10th anniversary of GMEX, which began in Japan in 2012, and also coincides with the 70th anniversary of the diplomatic relations between India and Japan. Then what you need to remember here, the sixth edition of GMEX was hosted by Indian Navy, and where was it held? It was held in Bay of Bengal. Then I told you one more thing to remember, that from Indian side who participated. So the Indian Navy was represented by 3 indigenously designed and built warship that you need to remember. INS Shadri, it is a multi-purpose stealth frigate, and anti-submarine warfare corvette, that is INS Kadmat and INS Karavati. Alright, highly important. And what is the name of the India's first indigenously built aircraft carrier? That is your INS Vikrant. No, it does not took part in this particular exercise. This is just for the revision purpose. Alright, so coming back, GMEX, it was the sixth edition of Japan India Maritime Exercise that was held in Bay of Bengal. It was hosted by Indian Navy. Alright, highly important. Next, if we talk about GMEX 2022, remember this was held in 2 phases. That included the sea phase and other was the harbor phase in Vishakhapatnam. Sea phase, where did it took place? Sea phase was in Bay of Bengal. And if we talk about the harbor phase, where was it? It was at Vishakhapatnam. Moving on. Indian Army recently signed an MOU to set up coaching center for underprivileged students in Manipur. Rajasthan's Mia Ka Bada railway station was renamed to Mahesh Nagar Halt. Take a note of it. Maharashtra launched a loan scheme Jeevhala for inmates serving sentences in jail. Railtel and WHO inaugurated mobile container hospital at Vishakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. RPF, Railway Protection Force, has launched the focused effort under the Operation Satark from 5th to 30th of April. Alright, it was launched by Railway Protection Force, Operation Satark. Next is India. India will hold the G20 presidency for 1 year, that will be starting from December 2022. Question will be direct and simple to you, that who will be holding the or who will have or assume the presidency of G20 for the year 2022-2023. It will be by India, and that too, remember, that will be from 1st of December 2022 30th of November 2023. Who will be assuming this presidency for 1 year? It will be your India. It will be our India. Highly important. Alright, under this G20 presidency, India expects to host more than 200 G20 meetings across the country that will begin in December 2022 itself. Also remember, India will host the G20 Leaders Summit in New Delhi on 9th and 10th of September 2023. When this will come, we will discuss in more about it. Alright. Next is CGI. What is CGI? That is your Chief Justice of India. So recently CGI Uday Umesh Lalit has inaugurated the Nalsa Center for Children's Services in New Delhi. What is Nalsa? First of all, you should know the full form of it. That is National Legal Service Authority. I repeat, National Legal Service Authority. This is your Nalsa. And this was a center for citizen services that has been inaugurated by the Chief Justice of India, Uday Umesh Lalit, and it was inaugurated where? It was inaugurated at Jaisalmer House in New Delhi. So what you need to remember here, that Chief Justice of India Uday Umesh Lalit has inaugurated Nalsa Center for Children's Services in New Delhi. Highly important. All right. Also remember, NALSA has been constituted under the Legal Service Authority Act of 1987 that comes under Article 37A. Question can be asked regarding this, so you should definitely know about it. Also remember, the purpose of this act is to provide free legal aid to the weaker section of the society. Alright. Also, the NALSA officer which was placed in Jamnagar House shifted to the additional building complex of the Supreme Court of India. So, what was the news here that you need to remember? The Chief Justice of India inaugurated the NALSA Center for Citizen Services in New Delhi. You should know the full form of it, who inaugurated it, and where was this inaugurated? At Jaisalmer House in New Delhi. And under which article this was made? Under Article 37A. Moving on, modern slavery witnesses 25% increase in the 5 years, says a report. Alright, if we just logically think about this, the report was Global Estimates of Modern Slavery, Forced Labor and Forced Marriage. Who released it? It was released by ILO, that is your International Labour Organization. And who is the Director General of ILO? Gilbert Huangbo. He became the first African to be appointed as the Director General of ILO, that is your International Labour Organization. According to this report, first we will just talk about the data and then we will be discussing about this report. This is a very interesting report and you will gain a very good perspective from this report. This stated that there were approximately 50 million people living in the modern slavery on any given day in 2021, up from 40 million in 2016 and 25% increase over the last 5 years. Alright, so as you see that in 2016 around 40% or 40 million people were living in a modern slavery, that increased to 50 million in 2025. That means an increase of 25% in the last 5 years. This is the report that was released. So what is basically a modern slavery? Modern slavery refers to a specific legal concept such as forced labor or any forced labor such as debt, bondage, slavery. Alright, what are basically these related to is, for example, use of COVID-19. Alright, COVID-19 took place because of COVID-19 lockdown was there, and because of lockdown we saw that the many of the businesses were shut down. Many of the people in India live below the daily wages. That means they are just earning on daily basis and they are living their life. Alright, they don't have any amount of saving. So for such people, this scenario was very time shifting or phase shifting. The reason is they are not equipped with any skills. There are less high paying jobs in the market. For those people, in order to get skills, they need to be educated. But due to a large proportion of the country having under these circumstances, they were laid off to the jobs, laid off from their jobs, and they were shifting, going back to their states. So this saw a huge movement of transport, huge movement of people leaving the cities and going back to their states. But as the lockdown was over, they started coming back. But you need to understand that in this process, the people, those who were not having any savings, those people who were living on daily basis, those people were living on the daily wages, were also completely wiped out. All right, means their savings that they have used or they have saved from a very long amount of time were all used up in this particular scenario. So that means they were earlier poor also, but now they became even more poorer. All right, also many of the families shifted to the below poverty line also because of this particular scenario. So this report just states that number of slaves in India or number of slaves are basically increasing. And what does this suggest? That the difference between the majority of people who are having money and the people who are poor are increasing. This gap is increasing continuously as the poor is getting poorer and the rich people, those who have money, are making more and more money with the help of that particular money. Alright, so according to this global estimate of modern slavery, forced labor and forced marriages that was released by ILO, approximately 50 million people living in the modern slavery on any given day in 2022 were up from 40 million in 2016. That is an increase of 25%. Alright, also remember upper middle income or higher income countries account for more than 52% of all the forced labor and a quarter of all the forced marriages. If we talk about uh, ILO, as I just told you, who will be the Director General? Gilbert Huangbo. He will be taking office from October 2022. And who is the current? That means he will be replacing whom? Gilbert Huangbo will be replacing Guy Ryder. When was this ILO established? It was in 1919. Next is India and Madagascar has recently signed a memorandum of understanding on the training of diplomats. That means how a diplomat should behave, what are the qualities should he possess, all right, how he have to talk in a certain manner when we are talking about the diplomats, all right, to provide all these things, to provide them with training, to provide them with information of content of training or the exchange of information and how they should deal with certain situations. For this purpose, training will be provided to the diplomats, and for this, India has signed a memorandum of understanding with Madagascar. Highly important. That was India, Madagascar signed a memorandum of understanding for the training of diplomats between India and Madagascar. The agreement was signed between the Sushma Swaraj Institute of Foreign Services under the Ministry of External Affairs of India and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Madagascar. Highly important. Alright, this agreement helps in enhancing the cooperation between the two countries and also facilitate the training of or better facilitate the training of diplomats. Also, this will help us to encourage the exchange of information. Alright. Then if we talk about Sushma Swaraj Institute of Foreign Services, can you tell me where is this located? This is located in New Delhi. Who is the dean here? Sanjeev Ranjanji is the dean here. Alright, when was this established? It was established in 1986. Then, alright, remember these things. So it was between India and Madagascar that these two countries came together and signed a memorandum of understanding so that for what? For the training of diplomats between these two countries. Next, we are talking about Axis Bank and Square Yard. They both together launched a open door platform for hassle-free home buying. That means they will be helping the people to make, or they will be developing basically an ecosystem that will make it easy for the people to buy their home. Alright, if we talk about Square Yard, remember it is the India's largest integrated real estate platform and Axis Bank is the India's third largest private sector bank. So they both basically came together and they launched a co-branded, first of its kind, a unified platform, a home buyer ecosystem, namely Open Door. It is an integrated platform that makes the entire process of finding and purchasing a house a hassle-free and effective process for clients. Alright, this will be a first of its kind platform that will handle all the consumer inquiries around residential real estate. Alright, real estate is basically commercial also, industrial also, and it is your residential also. But here, as we are talking about the houses, we are talking about the flats, so it is related to residential only. Remember this. Moving on, then if we talk about who is the founder and CEO of Square Yard, so remember Tanuj Shori is the current founder and CEO of Square Yards. Where is this headquarter of it? It is located in Gurugram, Haryana. And if we talk about Axis Bank, who will be the managing director and chief executive officer? Amitabh Chaudhary. And where is the headquarter of it? It is in Mumbai, Maharashtra. It is of Axis Bank we are talking about. Next, if we talk about Times Higher Education Impact Ranking for 2022, India is the fourth best represented nation and Australia topped here. Chain Analysis recently released a report for 2021 that stated the number of, or that stated the cryptocurrency gains, that means the profit made by cryptocurrency by the country. In that, India ranked at 21st position, and this particular USA topped here. I told you to remember it in such a way that as we are talking about the crypto gains for the year 2021 and the report was released by Chain Analysis for 2021, the rank of India will be 2021, and the country that secured or that topped in this maximum number of gains from or maximum number of profits from cryptocurrency was United States of America. Then India and Germany signed a joint declaration of intent on Indo-German Green Hydrogen Task Force and forest landscape restoration. Then if we talk about the state of the world's forest 2022 that was released by FAO, it stated, this report stated that 10% of the total forest area on the earth lost in the 30 years. That means in the last 30 years, the earth has lost about 10% of their forest area. Moving on. Next, we are talking about Canara HSBC Life Insurance. They have launched an I Select Guarantee Future plan. Basically, remember this I Select Guarantee Future, that is an individual, non-linked, non-participating saving protection life insurance plans and digital platform. Alright, here remember the above product will offer two special features such as guarantee maturity benefit and boost your maturity, under which the guaranteed additions during the last 5 policy years to enhance the policy's benefit to the customer. Also remember, the product I Select Guarantee Future Plan has been customized to cater the short-term and long-term financial requirements also. Alright. Here you can see Canara HSBC Life Insurance launched this I Select Guaranteed Future, that is an individual, non-linked, non-participating saving and protection life insurance plan and digital platform. The above product to offer two special features such as guarantee maturity benefit and boost your maturity also. Alright. Then if we talk about Canara HSBC Life Insurance, who is the managing director and CEO? Anuj Mathur. Can you tell me when was this established? It was established in the year 2008. And where is the headquarter? It is in Gurugram, Haryana. Next we are talking about Nippon Life India Asset Management and DWS. They both came together and joined the hand to launch a European listed Indian government bond, that is ETF. Highly important, friends. I repeat, which two organizations came together to launch a European listed Indian government bond ETF, and what is ETF? Exchange Traded Fund. So remember, they were Nippon Life India Asset Management and DWS. If we talk about it, Nippon Life Asset Management Company, that is of Singapore, and that is a wholly owned subsidiary of Nippon Life India Asset Management Limited along with DWS Group. So these two organizations came together to launch a European listed Indian government bond exchange traded fund, that is your ETFs. Alright, what will be the benefit here? Why they were launched? Basically, under this collaboration, clients of the DWS group will gain access to the attractive Indian bond market. That means the people of the DW group will be able, and their clients will now be able to easily invest into the Indian bond market. Alright. Also remember the market size for securities that are issued by the Indian government was over 1 trillion US dollar, which placed India between corresponding market in Canada and Spain. Highly important. Also remember, India ranked second in the emerging market of the local currency. First is your China, but we are seeing that in China now there can be a real estate bubble and there can be high inflation and there can be a recession also. Alright, the bubble that is building up in the China for the real estate can anytime burst and we can see a large decline in the growth of China. Alright. Then friends, you need to remember about a term, that is FAR. It is fully accessible route. FAR is a different type of channel that was established by RBI, and this was done so that only eligible investors can invest into the specified government securities without any investment ceiling. That means there is no cap, they can invest as much amount money as they want. Alright, the instrument comprises FAR eligible fixed rate and zero coupon bonds. So you need to remember this. So coming back, in order to launch European listed Indian government bonds ETFs, which two organizations came together? It was Nippon Life India Asset Management and DWS Group, and this was done so that the investors or the people that are associated with DWS Group can now, or their links can now easily invest into the government bonds. Next, similarly friends, here if I ask you about foreign direct investment, which is the country that is investing, that's or India is seeing the highest amount of foreign direct investment from which country? It is your Singapore. All right. Next, HDFC Life has launched Click to Protect Super Term Insurance Policy. Remember, a new policy by the name Click to Protect. This is a policy that was launched by whom? Click to Protect Super. This was launched by which life insurance company? It was launched by HDFC Life Insurance Limited. That is HDFC Life launched this new Click to Protect Super, a term insurance policy that will allow their clients to customize their protection needs and only pay for the benefit plan option that they have chosen. This Click to Protect Super, it is a non-participating, non-linked individual pure risk premium saving life insurance plan that will offer a large amount of flexibility options. Alright, this will include modifying their life insurance coverage. This will include extending their policy term. This will include obtaining the coverage for accidental death and terminal illnesses and so on. Also remember, customers can select one of the three plan options that best suits their needs. They can be life, life plus and life goal. These are the three options from which they can select their insurance, and this is your Click to Protect Super that was launched by HDFC Life. Highly important. Then if we talk about this HDFC Life, tell me who is the managing director and chief executive officer here? She is Vibha Padalkar. And if we talk about when was this established, it was in 2000 when this was established. Where is the headquarter? It is in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Next news, here you can see the customers can select three plans: life, life plus and life goals, and it is the flexibility option including modifying the life insurance cover, extending the policy terms, obtaining cover for accidental health, terminal illnesses and many more, and this can be optimized as per the need. Pretty flexible, to be honest. Next is HDFC Ergo. That is HDFC Ergo General Insurance Company Limited is one of the leading insurance companies that has announced a partnership with Google Cloud to develop a technology platform that will aid the digitization of insurance purchasing servicing in India. Before moving on, you need to understand what is this concept of cloud. What is this? We say Google Cloud, we say Amazon Web Services, we see Google Cloud Services, that is your GCD. What are these platforms? Why we are needing cloud? Is it just for the purpose of rain, as the name suggests cloud? No. You need to understand what is cloud services, what are these Google Cloud and all these platforms. They are providing the industry, they are providing the companies, they are providing the various institutions with the space they need to require, because we know in this age small amount of data, 1 GB is not considered anything now. Even every phone is having 1 GB of amount of data, all right, storage. But you need to understand, as the or 10 TB, 1 TB, these in TB are basically the amount of data you can store in a particular hard drive on a location. So basically what cloud does is they establish their own large amount of servers, they establish their own storage spaces, so that if any individual, any company are asking for a storage where they want to store their data, where they want to store the access, so that any individual, when they come and access their particular file, that file can be rerouted from that particular cloud that is being offered by these companies such as your AWS, Google, Microsoft. All right, so basically it is that if an individual wants to have say for example, you go to a vegetable seller, all right, at that vegetable seller you can see that he is having 20 kgs of onion, but at the particular time you just require 2 kgs of onion. So you will go to that particular vegetable seller and you will ask for, sir, give me 2 kgs of onion, then he will provide you with that. But say for example, at any given of time you required more than 20, say example you are requiring 30 kilos of onion, but here you are having just 20 kilos of onion. So what you will do is, this is a problem that comes here. Similarly, if you just go and buy a storage for yourself, all right, you bought a storage for say example 10 TB, but at a given point of time you are requiring 15 TB of storage, then you need to buy more storage at the time. That will be time consuming, and your process or the website that you are working on will hang itself. So what these cloud offers do is they will provide you storage, they will provide you suggestion in the real time. That means if you are requiring 20 kgs of onion at a time, they will be providing you 20 kilo of onion time. There is no cap for that. If you require 100 onions, 100 kilos of onion at a given amount of time, then you will be provided with those 100 kilos of onion. There is no cap, that there is no limit that it will have only 20 or it will only have 100 TB. Alright, you got my point. So at any given of time in the real time scenario, these companies will offer their cloud services, they will offer their storage spaces to the individuals. Basic understanding. Now coming back, it was your HDFC Argo that has partnered with Google Cloud to digitize the insurance purchasing in India. I repeat, in order to digitize the insurance purchasing in India, HDFC Argo partnered with which organization? It was your Google Cloud. Also remember, by the year 2024, HDFC Argo intends to be completely migrated to the cloud technology. That means everything will be on cloud now. Also remember one more thing. With this new technology, this will enable to create innovative products, offers. This will provide digitally connected customer experiences that will building the more advanced and agile systems that will able to harness the data to identify the insurance risk and adapt to the changes more quickly. All right, in this setup, to develop this setup by 2024, HDFC Argo will be needing support from the Google Cloud in the areas of customer experience, information technology, data analytics, such as including that will include your multiple machine learning, your artificial intelligence, and another analytic, that is your data analysis softwares. Coming back, friends, who is the MD and CEO of HDFC Argo? He is Ritesh Kumar. Ritesh Kumar. When was this established? In 2002 in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Next is Karnataka Bank. It became the partner of Khajane 2. Remember, the bank will continue to be partnered with the Karnataka government for implementing its various initiatives towards the public, and the Karnataka Bank Limited became the part of the Khajan 2, that is K2 Integrated Financial Management System of the Treasury Department. Remember it directly. Next is India is set to become the third largest economy by 2029 as per the data released by SBI. This report was released by SBI's Economic Research Department. I repeat, as per the SBI's Research EcoWAP, India is set to become the world's third largest economy by 2029, and this data was released by whom? It was released by SBI's Economic Research Department. As it states that it will likely to surpass Germany in 2027 and Japan by 2029 at its current growth rate. Highly important. Alright, who authored this report? This report was authored by Soumya Kanti Ghosh. Alright, she is the author of this particular report, and she is the Group Chief Economic Advisor of SBI. Moving on, next is Sachin Bansal. Sachin Bansal, Navi Technologies gets CBI's nod for IPO, that is your initial public offering, to raise 3,335 crore rupees. Directly remember, Navi Technology is of whom? It is of Sachin Bansal, and recently they have filed for an IPO of 3,350 crore, and it was recently approved by SEBI directly. It is similar to that of a mutual fund, remember, and this Navi Technology was founded by Sachin Bansal and Ankit Agrawal in 2018. Next, we are talking about appointment. Remember, American Express India appointed Sanjay Khanna as their Chief Executive Officer. Highly important. Sanjay Khanna will be the CEO and country manager of AEBC, that is your American Express Banking Corporation. This appointment was announced by Rob McLean, the Executive Vice President of American Express. Then remember, snow leopard expert Chandradut Mishra has won the Whitley Gold Award. Atal Tunnel received the Indian Building Congress Best Infrastructure Award. DD National Pet Show, that is your Best Friends Forever, won the ENBA Award. India will be the country of honor at the Cannes du Film in France, this festival. Then NASA's climate research scientist Cynthia Rosenwig won the World Food Prize for 2022. Very important. Next, Piyush Goyal appointed Abhishek Mishra as the member of FCI's consultative committee. Highly important. Piyush Goyal appointed Abhishek Mishra, the Chief Executive Officer of Dadasai Phalke International Film Festival, as the member of consultative Committee of Food Corporation of India under the Ministry of Consumer Affairs. Alright. Next, China's first solar powered drone set to act as a satellite, Kim Zing 50. As you can see here in the picture, this is the China's first solar powered drone that will also act as a satellite. Highly important. And the name of this UAV, that is your unmanned air vehicle or drone, it was Kim Zing 50 or Morning Star 50, that can fly uninterrupted for months and can even act as a satellite if required. Next, this is the China's first large-sized UAV powered by only solar energy. It can fly continuously for long periods at an altitude of 20 kilometers above the Earth surface. Next, we are talking about huge ties with ISRO to launch India's first high throughput satellite broadband services. I repeat, recently, Huge Communication India Private Limited, they have partnered with India government to launch India's first high throughput satellite broadband internet services to provide high speed satellite internet access across the India, even in the remote areas. So it is similar to that of a Starlink, basically, you can say. So Huge Communication India Private Limited has tied up with the government so that they can launch the India's first high throughput satellite broadband internet services. These services provided using the Indian Space Research Organization's GSAT 11 and GSAT 29 communication satellites. Next, if we talk about US Open, remember Carlos Alcaraz has defeated Norway's Casper Ruud to win the 142nd edition of the US Open title. Also remember Carlos Alcaraz became the world #1 player in the ATP World Rankings. Highly important. Also remember the final took place in the Arthur Ashe Stadium, that is on the High Court, that is in New York, USA. It was from 29th of August to 11th of September. And if we talk about the women's single category, Iga Swiatek of Poland has defeated and won the women's single title of US Open. That is the 142nd edition of the US Open. Here you can see in men's single title, Carlos Alcaraz, women's single title, Iga Swiatek has won the title of US Open. Next, here you can see Carlos Alcaraz in the picture. He won his first US Open title of 2022 and he also became the #1 player in the ATP ranking. Next, Piyush Goyal has released a handbook on the safety in electrical installations and guide using National Building Code of India 2016. So direct information, if we talk about this safety in electrical installation handbook, it was jointly developed by BIS and International Corporation Association of India, that highlights the importance and spread awareness about the electrical safety and provide technical guidance for wiring installations in building. And it needs to be stressed upon that these handbooks are very handy. These book safety guidelines are important because electricity is something that if caught barehanded with that, you can also get electric shock and that can also result in the death. Not just this, it can also relate into the short circuit and that can even damage your equipments. Next is a book, that is Willpower. This book, the inside story of the incredible turnaround in the Indian women's hockey, that was authored by Jared Margin. I repeat, highly important book title Willpower, the inside story of incredible turnaround in the Indian women hockey, that was authored by Jared Margin. Alright, highly important. Then next, remember Karnataka government has signed an MOU with Dell to impart cyber security practices. Alright, in order to develop cyber security intelligence, in order to develop the awareness about the cyber security practices, that how can you tackle them, what are the forces or what are the ways that your computer can be hacked or cyber attack can be conducted on a particular machine. So in order to create awareness of it, a government cyber center of excellence in cyber security, that is CySec, and Dell Technologies has signed a memorandum of understanding to create enhanced cyber security practices across, especially for students. I repeat, Karnataka government, that is the government cyber security cell in cybersecurity, CySec and Dell Technologies came together to sign this MOU. Highly important. Then this MOU will help in imparting cybersecurity awareness and also practices to students, startups and public offices. This will also benefit small and medium scale enterprises, and this Dell will provide learning cybersecurity practices through the interactive courses that would be available both in Kannada as well as English language. Question can be asked that this cybersecurity awareness program will be provided in which language? It will be in English and Kannada. Next, remember Delhi's Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and Tamil Nadu's Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has launched School of Excellence and Model Schools and have launched Pudhamai Pen scheme. Let's talk about it. See, as we see, Chief Minister of Delhi Arvind Kejriwal has unveiled 26 schools of excellence and 15 model schools in Tamil Nadu during the function that was held at Bharati Women's College in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. These schools are set up by the Tamil Nadu government on the lines of the Delhi government model. Alright, highly important. Coming back, question can be asked that school of excellence, 26 schools of excellence were launched in Tamil Nadu. By whom or on which model they were born? They were on the lines of the Delhi model school. Then remember, another important thing is that as we saw that Semicon India was held in Bangalore and it was hosted by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. What was the reason? To make India the manufacturing hub for semiconductors. So that aim is coming true now. And also, if you remember, recently last month we discussed a current affair that which is the state that has adopted the semiconductor policy. It was your Gujarat. So remember, recently that aim has came into light, and now we can see the development in that particular sector. Vedanta and Foxconn has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Gujarat government so that they can set up a manufacturing plant of semiconductor in the Gujarat. Highly important. I repeat, Vedanta, that is an Indian multinational mining company, and Foxconn, that is a Taiwanese multinational electronics company. They both came together and signed a memorandum of understanding so that they can start the manufacturing of semiconductors in Gujarat. Highly important, and take a note of this, friends. So that's all for the day, friends. Now it's time for your homework. First question, which union ministry organized the EU India Green Hydrogen Forum? Second, which state has set up a committee on uniform civil code that was headed by Judge Ranjan Prakash Desai? Third, Kimzing 50, this is the name of the first fully powered unmanned aerial vehicle of which country? We just saw. Which is the state of the which state is the host of the first national conference on sustainable coastal management in India? India's longest rubber dam, Gayaji Dam, was inaugurated in which state? So these are your 5 homework questions. Do comment below without cheating, and I don't want to see the just repeated answer of 2 students. Alright, just research yourself and come up with the answer. That's all for the day, friends. Thank you and have a nice day. That's all for the day, friends. I hope you enjoyed the session, and you can follow us on the YouTube channel, as well as apart from YouTube channel, you can go and follow us at Affairs Cloud Telegram channel. And if you have any queries related to the content or the courses offered to you or the payment which you did on the application, you can contact us on the number provided, that is 7677333862. Apart from this, friends, you can follow us on the Facebook as well as on Instagram handle, that is affairscloud_official. In the end, friends, if you use a code that is Vikas10, you will be getting an additional extra 10% discount by using this code Vikas10. Also, if you have any problem regarding the course purchase, any problem regarding to our application, you can contact us on the mobile number, that is 9677333862. And if you want to mail us, you can also mail us on support@affairscloud.com, and I assure you that our representative from us will be contacting you soon and resolving your issue.